machete. Get away! Get down the ground, you're getting shot! Keep units coming, code 3. Get down on the ground! You're under arrest! Taser.
After the taser was deployed ineffectively, the suspect ran into a nearby store, still holding the machete.
Ineffective, he's now running eastbound! He's going into this!
During the incident, the suspect was identified as 50-year-old Joseph Emmons. After being medically cleared and discharged from the hospital on November 6, 2024, detectives contacted Emmons and arrested him on the outstanding warrant. He was booked into the pretrial detention facility in Ventura with his bail set at $500,000. From one of the best pit maneuvers of all time to a chase involving a suspect smuggling 18 illegal immigrants in one car and a wild pursuit of a stolen U-Haul truck, these are few of many great. On Tuesday, February 21st, 2023, a trooper assisted Conway Police Department in pursuit of a black Dodge Charger, which was fleeing eastbound on Interstate 40. Check out how it all went down.
Gonna be secondary, 40 east, 140, 152. Where are you going? Speed 90, we're on the left shoulder now.
The suspect was recklessly passing every vehicle in his path, making a pit maneuver impossible due to the heavy traffic. However, when the suspect took an exit, troopers seized the opportunity to press him.
JFK, speeds 112. We're going to take JFK. Take JFK.
After the pit maneuver, the suspect, identified as Corey Simmons, fled northbound on foot. Following a brief chase, troopers caught up to him. During the arrest, Simmons resisted and refused to comply with lawful commands. To gain control, a trooper delivered a single closed fist strike. This prompted Simmons to place his hands behind his back, and he was taken into custody without further incident. EMS was called to assess Simmons for injuries. After being medically cleared, he was transported to Faulkner County by Conway police officers. On April 16, 2024, officers responded to a theft call at a Home Depot on East McCain. Sergeant Moore arrived just in time to spot the suspect vehicle leaving the scene and attempted a traffic stop. According to security Justin Garrison, the suspect, Kenneth Wood, pushed a cart full of unpaid items out the exit doors. Garrison managed to recover the stolen items, but Wood fled to his vehicle and escaped before he could be stopped. Troopers attempted to bring the chase to an end with a precise pit maneuver, causing the red truck to spin twice. Remarkably, the suspect managed to regain control and continued fleeing, escalating the pursuit further. Driving through a congested construction zone, the suspect's vehicle was slowed down by traffic. Seizing the opportunity, the trooper closed in on the suspect's truck and attempted to bring the pursuit to a halt. Wow, that pit maneuver was truly one of the most precise and effective we've seen in action. We'd love to hear your thoughts on it in the comments below. Ultimately, the suspect was arrested and taken into custody, bringing this wild chase to a close. In Thousand Oaks, California, on October 24th, 2024, deputies from the Thousand Oaks Police Station responded to a disturbance at the Ventura Park Shopping Center on Ventura Park Road. Upon arrival, they were informed that the suspect was threatening others with a machete. When deputies attempted to detain the suspect, who was still holding the machete, he refused to comply. A deputy deployed a taser, but it was ineffective, and the suspect fled on foot.
He's got a machete in his hand. What at gunpoint? Hey, drop the weapon or you're gonna get shot. Do it now. We're outside the Panaderia. On the north side, we're walking northbound, uncooperative, sells machete. Galloway, get down on the ground, you're gonna get shot. Keep units coming, code 3. Get down on the ground. You're under arrest. Hit him a taser. Hit him a taser.
After the taser was deployed ineffectively, the suspect ran into a nearby store, still holding the machete.
Ineffective. He's now running eastbound. He's going into the store.
As soon as the suspect entered the store, the trooper opened fire and people immediately began running out in panic. Deputies quickly moved in to provide aid to the suspect, who was then transported by ambulance to a local hospital for further treatment. Fortunately, no deputies were injured during the incident. The suspect was identified as 50-year-old Joseph Emmons. After being medically cleared and discharged from the hospital on November 6, 2024, detectives contacted Emmons and arrested him on the outstanding warrant. He was booked into the pretrial detention facility in Ventura with his bail set at $500,000. On September 9, 2023, Arkansas state troopers were notified about a stolen vehicle. After searching for the vehicle, a trooper located a car that matched the description at a set of traffic lights.
14, where you at?
The trooper positioned behind the stolen vehicle activated emergency lights and sirens as soon as the light turned green. When the suspect turned southbound, they accelerated, initiating pursuit. The suspect began driving at a high rate of speed, aggressively passing other vehicles, showing complete disregard for the safety of other drivers on the road. One trooper deployed spike strips, and as the suspect attempted to avoid them, he lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a ditch. The force of the crash ejected the suspect from the vehicle.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. What the hell is your problem? Face down. Man. Face down. What did I even do? Driving a stolen vehicle. Why are you running? Stolen? Why are you running then? It's not stolen. Why are you running then? Got an idiot runs from the police if you're not doing anything wrong. Because I've got a warrant in L&C County. God damn it, man. I'm ambulance coming for you. Where you hurting at?
The suspect tried to play dumb when officers asked why he fled in a stolen vehicle. However, he was arrested and taken into custody, bringing this wild chase to an end. On August 16, 2024, Deputy Johnson observed a stolen U-Haul truck in Rex, Georgia, and initiated a traffic stop. The driver, later identified as Aaron Wyman Oliver, fled the scene, driving recklessly and failing to stop at multiple intersections.
Then left into Homestead Road, speeds 50, traffic light, red stop sign passing Homestead Circle. I'm making a left into Minnow Road from Homestead Road. Speeds 50 miles an hour, traffic conditions light. Approaching Stagecoach Road. Approaching Stagecoach Road, just cross over Stagecoach on Coachworth Drive.
The pursuit raged on, with the suspect careening across several roads, running stop signs as if they didn't even exist.
Making a left into Wayne J. Strokes Boulevard. Wayne J. Strokes Boulevard. Coming up to East Atlanta Road. Approaching East Atlanta Road, traffic conditions light, speed 45 miles an hour. Left into East Atlanta Road. From Coachworth Drive, vehicle slowing down a little bit. Negative percent continuing pursuit, passing Stokes Drive, still westbound on East Atlanta Drive. Coming up to West Village Parkway.
The trooper wasted no time. He quickly accelerated, positioning himself to execute the pit maneuver at the first opportunity.
Negative, I'm still behind myself. Setting up for a pit.
Trooper executed the pit maneuver, successfully bringing the suspect's vehicle to a stop. But as soon as the vehicle halted, the suspect jumped out and ran on foot, attempting to flee the scene.
I want to grab, bro.
Wait, 90 seconds. I got one at gunpoint. I'll be at the intersection, Fairview Road, and can you give me that street name?
The suspect, identified as Aaron Wyman Oliver, barely had a chance to flee as the trooper immediately apprehended him. He was quickly arrested and taken into custody without further incident. Aaron Wyman Oliver was charged with multiple offenses, including fleeing or attempting to elude a law enforcement officer driving a stolen vehicle, violation of probation, criminal trespass, battery, family violence, aggravated assault. Additionally, the stolen U-Haul was impounded and Oliver was transported to Clayton County Jail after receiving medical treatment. On November 28, 2024, a smuggler driving a Dodge Caravan led Texas troopers on a high-speed pursuit through a neighborhood in Starr County. The pursuit began after troopers attempted a traffic stop, but the driver accelerated and fled the scene, weaving through streets at dangerous speeds.
From 4th Street, it's going to be a silver in color minivan. It's going to be reloaded.
It's going to be 1080 westbound on 2nd.
Bail up. Hey, no se mueva! No se mueva!
Your door 20 is like 20 plus body.
With the assistance of Border Patrol, all 18 illegal immigrants and the driver, Montez, were apprehended. Troopers charged Montez with smuggling of persons and evading arrest. The 18 illegal immigrants, all from Mexico, were referred to Border Patrol for processing and further action. The successful operation brought the dangerous pursuit to an end and ensured that the individuals involved were taken into custody. On April 14, 2023, Trooper Tyler Langley was on patrol when he observed a motorcyclist on a sport bike exceeding the posted speed limit. As Trooper Langley approached and activated his emergency lights and sirens, the motorcyclist immediately accelerated, initiating a high-speed pursuit. From a trooper's perspective, chasing a sport bike is one of the toughest challenges. Their speed and ability to weave through traffic make them incredibly difficult to catch, pushing both the trooper and their vehicle to the limit. The motorcyclist accelerated to an enormous speed, quickly leaving the trooper behind. Despite driving down the highway for the next 15 minutes, the trooper couldn't catch up due to the biker's speed and heavy traffic. Eventually, the trooper had to cancel the pursuit for safety reasons. Let us know in the comments if you think the trooper had a chance to stop this suspect and how he could have done it. On April 20th, 2024, a smuggler led Texas troopers on a high-speed pursuit in Webb County. The chase unfolded as the suspect attempted to evade law enforcement, endangering others on the roadway with reckless driving at high speeds. During the pursuit, the driver recklessly slowed down multiple times, allowing several illegal immigrants to bail out of the vehicle and flee on foot.
Park Street. Park Street. Hey, November 536, you requesting EMS?
The driver eventually drove into the Rio Grande River, evading apprehension by swimming across to Mexico. Troopers were able to apprehend one illegal immigrant, who was subsequently handed over to U.S. Border Patrol. On August 23, 22, Trooper conducted a traffic stop on a silver Corvette with Arkansas license plate for having tinted windows. The Corvette stopped on Pike Avenue. The Corvette driver stopped briefly to drop off his friend, but as soon as the friend was out of the vehicle, the driver took off, initiating a pursuit. Somehow, as soon as the trooper began pursuing the driver, he lost sight of the Corvette. The trooper drove around the area for the next 15 minutes searching for the fleeing vehicle, but the driver was nowhere to be found. After unsuccessful efforts, the trooper had no choice but to cancel the pursuit. From a crazy shooting chase in Texas to a suspect who stole a party bus and fled from officers, or when a smuggling operation goes terribly wrong, these are some of them. This could be the greatest motorcycle police chase ever caught on video. Taking place in the streets of São Paulo, Brazil, this intense pursuit is packed with adrenaline. Check out this crazy chase. Wow, this chase is spiraling out of control. How crazy has it been so far? The suspect is weaving through traffic at breakneck speeds, and the officers are pushing their limits to catch up. Stay tuned to see if they can finally bring this wild pursuit to an end and stop this suspect once and for all. The officer's closing in, getting really close to the suspect now, but the suspect has other plans. They're not going down without a fight, swerving, weaving, trying to shake the officer off their tail. Now the suspects are heading into the favelas, weaving through the streets, the officers right on their tail. This chase is far from over. After weaving through the favelas, the suspects finally lost control and crashed. Both were arrested without further incident. What a wild pursuit. Let me know your thoughts on this crazy chase in the comments. On February 22nd, 2022, in Los Angeles, California, one man clearly had a bit too much free time on his hands and decided to steal a party bus. Little did he know, California Highway Patrol was soon on his tail after he refused to stop, kicking off a crazy pursuit. What followed was an unexpected chase that had everyone on edge.
This would be a good place to take it down. Throw some spike strips in front of it. They could have, you know. Yeah, I don't know. They probably don't have us. You can bump it up, but Whoa! Yep. Yes.
The suspect eventually rammed the stolen party bus, causing it to come to a stop. Officers quickly closed in, and the next task was clear. Arrest the suspect. The pursuit had finally come to an end, but not without a few tense moments.
Smashed car, and looking at the driver going into custody right there. You know, there you go. That's one of those ones. I always hate to be the, saying that. It does appear to be a female driver, and it looks like she is going into custody right now after that accident. But I'm really concerned about those folks in that car. You'd think that one of the California Highway Patrol or somebody from California Highway Patrol would get a vehicle over there just to say, hey, are you okay?
The suspect walked out of the stolen party bus and was promptly arrested and taken into custody. Thankfully, the people in the car involved in the accident were not injured, and the situation was safely brought to a close. On June 17, 2024, a smuggler in a Ford Explorer led Texas troopers on a high-speed chase through Webb County. The pursuit began when a trooper attempted to stop the vehicle, but the driver sped off, evading capture. The smuggler drove recklessly, putting others at risk as troopers worked to apprehend the suspect.
Still heading eastbound on Killam. Vehicles on the construction area, right underneath the loop.
the fireworks area, underneath the fireworks.
Step 1, construction area under the fireworks.
Keep it low, again.
Step 4, still southbound on 35.
Bella. Subject has a polo shirt with a stripe.
During the pursuit, the smuggler drove on the wrong side of the road, making the chase even more dangerous. Eventually, the driver bailed out of the vehicle and fled on foot. After a brief chase, the smuggler, identified as a resident of Laredo, was captured and arrested. He was charged with smuggling of persons and evading arrest. 4 illegal immigrants were apprehended and referred to Border Patrol for processing.
Behind your back. Okay. Again? No, sí. Okay. I believe it. Me too, man.
On March 25th, 2022, a deputy from the Indian River County Sheriff's Office was alerted by a detective about a gray, older-style suburban SUV fleeing. The deputy spotted the vehicle driving recklessly, swerving into oncoming traffic without any immediate police pursuit. Upon noticing the deputy's marked patrol car with emergency lights, the suspect quickly altered course, making a U-turn in an attempt to evade capture, prompting the deputy to initiate a pursuit.
West of 95 range, the first one to go.
I'm gonna have a back a little bit. Speed 95. I'm going way too fast to hit.
Yeah, 10 more.
You and I'll come over the bridge, probably southbound 86 is my guess. That's 10-4, southbound 86.
After a brief stint on the highway, the suspect abruptly veered off, leading the trooper on an unexpected off-road pursuit.
He's eastbound on 21st Street.
It should be coming back out.
He went down?
Yep, you can only get out one way. It's pretty sporty back here, so here, try to get up to the pedal.
The trooper steadily closed the gap between himself and the suspect. Another trooper joined the pursuit to provide support, but the original trooper remained the primary unit in the chase.
Okay, back westbound 21st Street. Okay, stand by, watch out. Stay there. Hit one pair of sticks, I think he's gonna hit another.
2 spike strips were deployed in an attempt to stop the suspect, but both were unsuccessful. However, the suspect, unfamiliar with the area, eventually drove into a dead end.
Coming up to the range, dead end. We're gonna have a signal for he's gonna crash through the gate.
The suspect was stopped at the dead end, where he calmly exited the vehicle and walked toward the troopers. He was promptly arrested and taken into custody, bringing this wild and reckless chase to a definitive end. In a high-stakes police chase in Texas, a trooper strategically positioned himself between the suspect and oncoming traffic, forcing the suspect to come to a stop. Upon stopping, the suspect exited his vehicle and drew a firearm, opening fire on the trooper. The trooper, despite being struck in the arm, returned fire, fatally neutralizing the suspect. This intense encounter unfolded after the suspect fled a routine traffic stop, leading to a dangerous pursuit that escalated into a life-threatening confrontation. On January 8, 2021, a Savannah police officer initiated a traffic stop on Vaquan Scott, who was wanted on felony family violence and stalking charges. Scott was also driving with a suspended license.
How you doing, man? Good. I'm Oscar. The reason I'm stopping you, man, you had a yellow sticker, so I ran your tag, and it comes back ownership ceased of this vehicle.
After a brief conversation, Trooper Deeroff instructed the driver to exit the vehicle. However, instead of complying, the suspect suddenly accelerated and fled the traffic stop, initiating pursuit.
Just come back here, I'll explain to you. Just come out here and speak to me. He's a felony 67. Traffic 64, my traffic stop. He's a felony 67, just flat my stop.
The weather conditions were less than ideal for both the trooper and the suspect, with poor visibility and slippery roads, which made the pursuit even more dangerous for everyone involved. The suspect can be seen accelerating at first, but due to the bad weather conditions, he was forced to slow down shortly after. That's when the trooper was able to close the gap and catch up. The pursuit ended when the trooper used a precision immobilization technique on the suspect's vehicle, causing it to lose control and crash into trees off the road. EMS arrived and the driver, Vanquan Scott, was transported to the hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. Scott had active warrants for family violence, intimidation, and stalking, and his license was suspended. On November 13, 2024, a smuggler driving a Honda Civic led Texas troopers on a high-speed pursuit in Val Verde County. The incident began during a routine traffic stop when the trooper approached the vehicle, only for the suspect to suddenly accelerate and flee, sparking the intense chase.
Negative spikes, Dario, negative spikes, still spinning into town. Taking a right on Garza, right on Garza.
Right on Garza.
What's wrong behind him? Breaking left, I think he's gonna go here shortly.
Lion shoulder.
During the pursuit, the smuggler, identified as Jose Rigoberto Perez Calderon, an illegal immigrant from El Salvador, drove recklessly on the wrong side of the road, narrowly avoiding a head-on collision with a truck-tractor semi-trailer. Eventually, Calderon brought the vehicle to a stop and fled on foot, along with 4 other illegal immigrants who had been in the vehicle.
Stop! Stop! That's him. That's him. That's him. Get him. Hey, all units, hold traffic. 3103 Dario. I got 1095. Keep him be a driver.
Troopers quickly located Calderon hiding in the brush. He was arrested and charged with evading arrest and smuggling of persons. The 4 illegal immigrants, identified as being from Mexico and Honduras, were also apprehended and charged with evading arrest. Trooper Duroff was requested to assist Chief and the Detroit DEA office with a buy-bust operation near the listed venue. Once the move-in signal was given by the DEA agents, Trooper Duroff attempted to initiate a traffic stop on the suspect vehicle in the parking lot of the venue. However, the suspect vehicle fled and intentionally rammed 2 unmarked police vehicles near the venue.
Northbound, he just took a westbound shot through the alley. Gotcha. Northbound and central,
Trooper Duroff was the primary unit in the pursuit, and as the suspect ran multiple red lights, he began closing the distance between them. Realizing the increasing danger, Trooper Duroff focused on maintaining control of the situation and strategically closed in on the suspect. Trooper Duroff managed to get close enough to execute a pit maneuver, but it was unsuccessful, and the suspect was able to regain control of the vehicle, continuing the pursuit.
getting off the Livernois. Southbound Livernois from 94.
Despite the significant damage to the suspect vehicle, it didn't stop the suspect from driving recklessly, showing complete disregard for the safety of other drivers on the road.
Crossing traffic, getting on northbound 75. Northbound 75.
The pursuit was eventually terminated without capturing the suspect. However, the suspect vehicle was later located by DEA and MSP detectives, abandoned. The vehicle was towed to Metro South for further investigation. On December 21, 2022, Trooper Moister attempted to block in a dark gray stolen Mini Cooper Countryman in the parking lot. The driver, later identified as Mariah Davis, a white female, and her passenger, later identified as Shandarius Johnson, a black male, fled past Trooper Moister's vehicle onto Highway 70, turning westbound. Trooper Moister advised that his vehicle had been struck by the stolen car and a pursuit ensued. These 3 patrol cars were en route to assist in the pursuit. After about 10 minutes, they successfully joined the chase, helping to increase the pressure on the fleeing suspects.
We're a couple blocks south off of 107. Bridge east.
After a high-speed pursuit that stretched across multiple streets and intersections, the suspect vehicle, a stolen Mini Cooper, was successfully stopped when the trooper deployed a stop stick, striking the front passenger side tire. The vehicle crashed into a culvert near Wesley Drive in Maryland, bringing the chase to an end. The passenger, Shandarius Johnson, was immediately taken into custody. Meanwhile, the driver, Mariah Davis, fled into a nearby underground pipe. Despite the K-9 warning, Davis initially resisted but eventually surrendered after hearing the K-9. She was taken into custody without further incident. Upon searching the scene, officers discovered meth and drug paraphernalia. The stolen Mini Cooper, valued at $20,000, sustained approximately $10,000 in damages. Both suspects were transported to the hospital, and Davis was later taken to jail. The vehicle was towed by Phillips Brothers.